I'm calculated.
To get to that elite level, that's how you gotta be.
A step ahead.
You can't ever just settle for less. You have to always want more.
Right, hello and welcome to today's press conference ahead of Friday night's World Championship Boxing from the Utilita Arena, Sheffield, brought to you by Probellum. The card is headlined by world champion Sonny Edwards, who defends his IBF flyweight world title against the former IBF light flyweight world champion in Felix Alvarado. The card has got a stacked undercard with local prospects, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, an Olympic Games gold medalist, and 2 British title final eliminator fights. There are some limited tickets still available. You can head over to Ticketmaster to get your hands on those. Right, opening the press conference today, on the table I've got undefeated prospect Ishmael Davis, exciting local talent Levi Kinciona, Commonwealth Games gold medalist Lisa Whiteside, and the Olympic gold medalist Hebert Conceicao and his translator Matt. So we'll start off, Ishmael, we'll start with you. You are undefeated. You're on this card. How good is it to be here?
It's special. I just want to thank Probellum and Sonny Edwards for getting me on here. I've been fighting on small hall shows, but I feel like this is where I belong, like a big platform like this, and I'm just ready to shine on Friday.
You're stepping up an opponent on Friday night. He's a pressure fighter. Not something you've faced before. What are you expecting Friday night?
I'm expecting him to come and give his all, but I feel like it'll be too much for him. And yeah, I'll be shining on Friday.
If people haven't seen you fight before, what can they expect?
Strong, smart, and you can expect a good show.
Perfect. Well, best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
Levi, you are in action in your hometown. How good is that?
It's brilliant. Like, it's unbelievable to be here and be a part of this amazing show in my hometown. Sheffield Arena has always been one on the list for me to box at and just keep progressing from here. So thank you to Probellum for getting me on the show. Thank you to Sonny for getting me on the show.
Now, you mentioned Sonny there. You are good friends with him. How good is it to be on his undercard and to be on an undercard of such a big fight?
Do you know what? It's surreal, to be honest. It's never something we've actually spoke about. Like, I've always boxed or he's always boxed. We've always been in camp together, always trained together, always done our runs together, done everything together. But to be on the same card, that's definitely something special, and I'm expecting 2 big wins on Friday.
What kind of style fighter are you if someone hasn't seen you in the ring before?
I'm an original Sheffield bad boy. That's what type of style I am. Come on. But no. Everybody knows Sheffield fighters are all switch hitters. We like to move, punch. We can do a little bit of everything. On the back foot, front foot. I like to bring it all. And what I'd say about myself is I do like to get involved a little bit too much, but for this fight, I'm going to stick to the game plan. I'm going to box, move, and take every opportunity. If my opponent misses, I'm going to make him pay. If he falls short, I'm going to make him pay, and I'm just going to do me.
And you've got a lot of support from the home fans?
Yeah, of course. Like, we've got everyone coming out. Sheffield showed out, and it's great.
Perfect. Well, best of luck Friday night. Okay, moving on to Commonwealth gold medalist Lisa Whiteside, who is 4-0 as a prospect, returned to the ring back in July after nearly 3 years out. It was a tough time out of the ring. Now you're back in action. How good is it to be on a Probellum show? This is your Probellum debut.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Obviously, came back in July, quite nervous, thinking, have I still got it? The pressure was on, she's been out 3 years. Is she still, going to be at that level? So I think the nerves took over a little bit. Obviously, I dropped the girl within the first 20 seconds, so that kind of eased me into it. So that kind of maybe probably rushed it a bit and wanted it a bit too much. So it was nice to get that second debut over with of fighting again. And then to this fight, it's more relaxed. I'll be I just can't wait to obviously get in there a lot more relaxed, not as nervous, and just enjoy the moment.
And even though you've had the time out the ring, the goal is still the same. You're wanting to work towards getting a world title shot.
Yeah, that is my ultimate goal, otherwise I wouldn't have returned. You know, as soon as my baby boy was 20 weeks on his way, I was like, straight to my coach, do you know what, Mick, I can go and get a world title, and I want to do it for my boy now. So yeah, it's made it even more special and more worthwhile.
And the fact that you're, back in the ring after women's boxing has progressed so much in the time that you were out, how good is it to jump back in and now you're going to be part of that conversation?
I think it was probably a blessing in disguise that I had that year extra out because of my injury, because then the women's platform just escalated and went massive. So coming back into it now, it's nothing unnormal to see females headlining cards, never mind being part of cards, and I want to go all the way and hopefully, be able to show and get that world title eventually.
What kind of performance are we going to see from you on Friday night?
Obviously, I haven't even looked at my opponent. I leave that to my coach. He gives me the tactics, but I know I'm fit, I'm super strong, but technically, I can be an aggressive come-forward fighter, but I also can box on my back foot. So it's just obviously get into that first round and then just put on a good performance and get a good show.
Well, it's great to see you back. Thanks,
Cheers,
Lisa.
thank you.
Now we move on to the Olympic gold medalist in Hebert, Conceicao, and his translator, who'll be translating for him. Had an explosive Olympics. We all saw the final round knockout where you won the gold. He's a superstar in Brazil. This is making his UK pro debut. Hebert, how good is it to be here?
I'm very happy for stay here, for fight here in UK, big country, where the place where boxing is famous. Then is a real fight here. I'm happy.
Do you feel any pressure now as a pro, the fact that you were so decorated as an amateur, you achieved so much, now moving into the pro ranks? Do you feel any pressure with that?
Você se sente muito pressão, porque como um amador, você foi tão condecorado, medalha de ouro, entrando nos níveis profissionais, você sente a pressão dessa medalha de ouro que você tem?
No, for me it's normal. I training for it because all the athletes want me. Then I am ready every day. I fight against anyone, anytime, and any place.
You're entering an exciting division in the middleweight division. Do you see yourself progressing quickly through the ranks as a pro and being one of the main names in the pro ranks?
Of course. The middleweight is hard category, I know, but I am training every day, fighting, learning, because I'm arriving. I'm arriving. Middleweight, wait me because I'm arriving.
You were so successful as an amateur. Is the goal as a pro the same? Is it to go right to the top, become world champion?
É chegar no topo, ser campeão, igual como amador e uma medalha olímpica.
Yes. Olympic gold medalist was my dream, and now my dream is the belt award.
What can people expect from you now you are a pro? What can they get excited about in the ring?
Eles podem se empolgar o que tivesse ou luta de você no
My style, a great style, the strong athlete, and happy athlete. All the time, smile. My smile in my face. Happy for fight every time. No bad, and athlete all the day. My life is being athlete. I don't go to fast. I go to night. I go to train every day. I go to restaurant with my family, my friend and my girlfriend only. The box is my life.
Well, an exciting talent there. Welcome to the UK and look forward to seeing you in action Friday night. Guys, the whole undercard is an exciting one. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you, Sheffield.
I'm calculated.
To get to that elite level, that's how you gotta be.
A step ahead.
You can't ever just settle for less. You have to always want more.
Right, now we move on to a fight that is an eliminator for the British title, a final eliminator fight between Thomas Asomba and Marcel Braithwaite. As you can see, Marcel isn't here today, but we do have Thomas Asomba, we've got Sam Jones, and we've got Thomas's coach, Piers Smith. We'll start off the fact that Marcel hasn't arrived. Sam, I'll start with you. This is an exciting fight, but we've only got one side of the fight here.
Yeah, first of all, it's a fantastic fight. It's a good platform for both Thomas and Marcel. I think it's very unprofessional him not turning up. He's at the hotel. There's no real excuses to not turn up to a press conference. So, thank you, Thomas, for coming, by the way. But no, it's a fantastic fight. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a great chance for one of them to really push on in their careers, and the fans are in for a treat on Friday night.
Thomas, so we'll go to you. You're here. This fight is finally happening. It's been delayed. We've got an addition to the stage.
We're joining Sonny.
We're joined by world champion Sonny Edwards.
It says Marcel.
The floor's yours, Sonny.
It says Marcel on here, so I'm going to take his seat. Yeah, just quickly. Oh, that's loud. Yeah, completely unprofessional. I mean, I think says everything you need to know about the confidence of their team. I mean, just last week, their coach was being Zelfa Barrett's spit bucket boy all week in Abu Dhabi at the pools. So I don't know how serious they're taking this. I wouldn't even be surprised if we get to the hotel and they've gone home. I think it's very disgusting, like Sam said, very unprofessional. The reason we got for him not being here right now is it might affect his performance coming to a press conference. I mean, for me, it's a media obligation. There's no wonder why this man, who sought refuge from the Cameroon 10 years ago and is an African-born fighter, a 2 times Olympic hero for the country. He sold more tickets for this fight than Marcel has from Liverpool, and I think this is, to other boxers outside of, outside of, us wanting to make this a big fight and sort of help push Thomas forward, you have to do what you need to do as a professional boxer before you get in the ring. And to be saying that he's staying, 15 minutes down the road in the hotel and not doing the media obligation of a press conference is pathetic, and saying it's going to affect his performance. I mean, I think the whole setup's there. It's amateur hour over there, and, when Thomas knocks him out in about the 6th, 7th round, I don't think we'll hear about Marcel Braithwaite or his coach, Wayne Smith, again, to be honest.
I mean, you alluded to the fact that he's here, he's come from Cameroon. It was after his fight with you that he decided to stay here and almost take a new lease of life at boxing.
Yeah, I mean, when I fought Thomas, it was probably the most notice he'd ever had for a fight. I know that because I had a lot of notice for the fight. Every fight outside of that, he's fighting 2-3 weights above himself. He's fighting at a week's notice, 5 days notice, 3 days notice, 10 days notice, against legit fighters. Every, fight that would make relative sense for him, the opponents don't want to know. I mean, this fight was supposed to have already happened. Thomas would have beat Marcel at the Chief Support on Channel 5 in Marcel's hometown of Liverpool, but they faked an injury to try and get out of it. A week later, they're calling out Prince Patel, and they fought about 5-6 weeks after against a 0-28 journeyman. Like I said, it's embarrassing, but they've got nowhere else to go. Like I said, he sold less than 30 tickets for this fight. It's embarrassing. He come late like yesterday, didn't do none of the pictures of the promo, came real late and then had to get dragged there. It's, again, like I said, it's embarrassing. I feel sorry for Thomas. Again, he hasn't got the... this is a proper fight as well. Like, I'm not discrediting him completely. I fought Thomas, and now I help manage him, and he trains alongside me with Piers Goodjohn, not Smith. But you know, they should be trying to build the platform. There's a lot of people here, there's a lot of lenses here, and like I said, there's no surprise why no one cares about Marcel Braithwaite. There's no surprise. He's in the away corner against a fighter from the Cameroon. You know what I mean?
Well, Thomas, we'll hand it over to you. You are here. This has been quite a journey, and it's an important fight. What does this fight mean to you?
Yeah, to be honest, this fight is really mean for me. I'm really excited for that fight because Marcel been held me up for I think 7 months. I've been waiting that fight, and then I thank God to because he gave me more time to get ready, and I think it's really time for me to show fans in the UK that I deserve that level. I deserve to fight for British title, and I can't just wait on Friday to see Marcel in the ring, and I hope Marcel is gonna turn up on Friday because today he's missing. Today, I'm hoping he's gonna turn up on Friday to show him everything I've been prepared.
You mentioned, wanting that British title, and that's important. This takes you one step closer to that. It's an important fight, but you were at such a high level as an amateur. Do you feel any pressure with such a big fight coming up on Friday?
I think everyone have a pressure, but it depends just how your mental is. The pressure I have, I don't really. If I say I have a pressure, I would say no, because my fitness make me confident. My training make me everything I've been doing in the gym give me confidence, and I know what I wait now is just to give my fans a good fight and win on Friday.
Pierce, over to you. This has been quite a journey for Thomas. How good is it to see that we're finally here, and he's getting this fight on Friday?
Yeah, so like he says, it's been a long time coming. We were meant to box him in June. Didn't like the fight was going to happen, and now it's on. He's had a proper camp, and I think we're going to see the best Somber that's ever been in the ring. Like he said, 10 days notice, 2 weeks notice. He's had a full 2 months, 8 weeks, and I think we'll see the best version of Thomas Somber that's been in a professional ring.
And Sam, this is a big fight. It's a final eliminator for that British title, which all British fighters want to get. This is going to be a good fight. It's a shame we just haven't got both fighters here.
Yeah, listen, I think I said a bit. Sonny said a lot. No more needs to be said on that. Listen, it always helps if 2 people do come to the press conference. I've watched Thomas Asomba over the years, and he doesn't get a lot of notice usually for fights, and he's been given, I think Sonny alluded to the fact he was given enough time for himself, but usually he doesn't get the time to prepare for a fight like this, and he's been given the time, and I fully expect to see the best Thomas Asomba in the ring on Friday night. I just hope we see Marcel come to the fight. But it's, fantastic fight, and it was meant to happen at least once or twice, so let's make sure let's hope it's a fantastic fight on Friday, and Marcel decides to show up.
Right, well, we were going to do a face-off. Obviously, we can't, so
do it with Sonny.
We just wish the fighters best of luck for Friday night, but that's going to be a good fight. Right, now we move to the co-main event for Friday night, and this is another British title eliminator fight. It is between Jack Bateson and Shabaz Masoud. It's also for the WBA Intercontinental title, and it is for the Ali Tazim Trophy. For the first time, the winner will get that trophy in memory of the late Ali Tazim. We'll have some words on him in a bit, but it's for a lot on the line for this fight. And both fighters knew Ali Tazim. So we'll start off on the stage. We've got Shabaz Masoud, his trainer Ben Davison, and we've got Jack Bateson and his trainer and father Mark Bateson, and Sam Jones. So Shabaz, we'll start with you. As I mentioned, this is a big fight, and it's for the Ali Tazim Trophy. You knew Ali Tazim.
Yeah.
What does this fight mean to you?
It's a beautiful addition to the fight. The fight itself is a massive fight, and I just can't wait to go now.
What do you think when you got this fight offered to you? What went through your head? How quickly did you think you wanted it? And
Straight
what
away.
did you make?
Straight away, like as soon as it got announced by the British board, I was like, yo, make that fight, and I got it now.
What do you make of Jack Bateson as an opponent?
He's a good fighter, he's got a lot of strengths, but he's got a lot of weaknesses as well, so it's just time to exploit his weaknesses.
How important is winning this fight in terms of your longevity of your career, moving on to that British title?
100%. I've just been focused on this, and my time's now.
Ben, obviously you've been in camp with Shabaz. How has it been training him in the lead up to this fight?
Yeah, Shabaz is a very dedicated athlete, and when he says there about how quickly he accepted the fight, I don't think that's necessarily because, it's Jack. I just think that both guys are in a point in their career where they're just desperate for an opportunity to prove themselves. They'll both believe that they are, I know this is a British final eliminator as well, but I believe that both guys will believe that they are above that level as well. And, with Shabaz, he hasn't boxed since February, March. And the progress that's been made in that time, he's consistently been in the gym every single week, and the progress that he's made in that time is here to pay dividends this weekend. And I believe that in that time frame, Shabaz has took himself from what I believe to be in and around British level to now fringe world level, and this is the opportunity for him to prove that this weekend.
Do you feel like he'll be able to showcase that Friday night and then progress to those title fights?
Yeah, and that's what I mean for both guys. I know that Jack's a dedicated athlete as well, and that it's nothing to do with either guy, but they will both be desperate for an opportunity like this to prove themselves, and this is the opportunity for both of them now.
Thanks, Ben. Right, Jack, this, as we just said, is an important fight. What does it mean to you?
It means everything. I've worked my whole life for opportunities like this. I'm 20 years in the game now, and I'm ready to show what I can do on Friday.
How has the preparations for this fight been compared to previous fights? Do you feel like this is a step up for you, or do you feel like you've carried on as normal?
I treat every fight as if it's a world title fight, whether it's a 4-round, 6-rounder, 12-rounder. But this camp has been unbelievable, and I'm in the best shape I could possibly be in, thanks to my coaches. I'm ready to shine, man. I'm ready to shine.
Mark, coach and father of Jack, how has this journey been to this point, his boxing career along the way?
It's been a long journey, it's been a tough journey. He's boxed some great kids, he's boxed Olympic gold medalists, he's boxed world #1 seeds as an amateur. He's boxed, like Shabaz ain't going to bring anything new to what he's been in with and seen. He can box, he's boxed people on the back foot, he's boxed people on the front foot, he's boxed punchers, he's boxed non-punchers. He's been in with them all. So this won't be any different.
Do you feel like this opportunity will then kickstart his career into those higher title fights?
I don't. Whoever he will going to box, he'll move forward. At the end of the day, he'll come out with a W.
Sam, I'll pass it over to you. This is a big fight. The bookies see it as a 50-50 fight, and it's always a good one, a British title fight eliminator.
Yeah, look, as Ben said over there, I think both boys will believe they're slightly above that level, but it is a British title eliminator. It's for the WBA Intercontinental title. And I think it's kind of not even really about titles. I think whoever wins this fight propels to a much higher level. And credit to both of them, because it's so refreshing in boxing now when two fighters decide to fight each other early on, because it isn't over for the loser. I'm not just saying that because they're both sat here. It's not over for the loser, but it's massive things for the winner. There's seriously high stakes in this fight, but congrats to both men for having the minerals to take this fight early on in their careers, because it doesn't happen very much in boxing anymore. I'm personally, as a fan, I'm really, really looking forward to this fight. I think it was a fantastic addition to a great world title fight that's already on, that's Sonny's headlining. But it's a fantastic fight, and everybody's looking forward to see it.
And as we mentioned, that this is also for the Ali Tazim Trophy. I know that you know Ali, you knew him as well. And just a few words on how important it is that this is, for the fight for the trophy for the first time.
Yeah, look, I wanted to do something for Ali's father, Tahid, to basically keep Ali with us forever, to do something in his memory. We've come up with the idea, and I'm grateful to the people, grateful for everyone to allow me to make that happen for Ali's family. Ali tragically lost his life in a car accident earlier on this year, which was a really, really tough time. I personally find it hard to deal with, but God only knows what it was like as a father. No father should lose a son at such an early age. He had his whole life in front of him. He was destined for huge things in boxing, and I'm glad we can keep this trophy. And it's great that the boys, both boys have embraced it. They both knew him. I know, Jack, you've met him once or twice, and Shabaz, you knew him very well. It's a wonderful addition to a wonderful fight, and it's something we will continue every single year. We'll pick a fight, like a breakthrough type of fight like what this is, and we'll keep his name alive forever. And just while I say this, I'd just like to pass my condolences to Dean White, who also lost his son not long ago, and it's something a father should never have to do. So, but going back to it, Ali Tazim Trophy, special night on Friday, and I really cannot wait for the fight.
Right, we'll hand it over to the fighters for the final words before they do a face-off. So Shabaz, any final words for Jack?
Just tune in Friday night, time to go.
Jack?
That's it, man. We'll see you on Friday, won't we? All the talking's done. Let's do this, man.
Perfect. Right, if the fighters could go in front of the table and face off. Right, now we move on to the main event on Friday night as Felix Alvarado takes on world champion Sonny Edwards for the IBF World Flyweight title. On the table, we've got Felix Alvarado and his translator, Matt, Sam Jones, Sonny Edwards, world champion, and his trainer, Grant Smith. We'll start off with Felix. Welcome to the UK. How important is this fight, coming over here, challenging for a world title? You're looking to become two-weight world champion.
Es muy importante para mí porque estoy representando a mi país. El sueño de hacer historia, ser bicampeón del mundo, fui ya campeón 108. Ahora la meta, el sueño es ser campeón en 112 y hacer historia, bicampeón del mundo para Nicaragua y el mundo.
I'm here to represent Nicaragua, and it's my dream to win this world title. I've already been a champion at 108. My objective and target is now to be a champion at 112, and I'm doing this for Nicaragua. This is my dream and objective.
This is going to be Sonny Edwards' third defence at the title. What do you bring that his previous opponents haven't in order to take that title from him?
¿Qué que usted tiene que los rivales anteriores del Sonny Edwards no tenían para conseguir tirar el título del Sonny Edwards?
Cada rival, cada peleador es diferente. Yo soy diferente, los rivales que ha enfrentado Sonny son diferentes. Al final, ahí arriba se va a ver que quién es el mejor.
The opponents he's fought previously are different fighters. I'm a different fighter. It's only on Friday that we'll know who is the better fighter.
What will it mean to you to win this fight on Friday, become world champion, two-weight world champion, and take the belt from Sonny Edwards?
¿Qué significaría para usted ganar la sexta-feira y ser campeón mundial en dos categorías y tirar el título del Sonny Edwards?
Es lo máximo, esa es mi meta, ese es mi sueño, ser bicampeón del mundo. Yo ya sé lo que es ser campeón del mundo, fui en 108 y ahora quiero ser campeón en 112. Mi meta, mi objetivo aquí es es bicampeón del mundo. No tengo otro objetivo más que solo ganar.
It means everything to me. It's the maximum. This is my objective. This is my target, to be a 2 times champion. I've been champion at 108. Now I want to be a champion at the higher weight category. That's everything. That's all I'm looking at. It's my objective. I have no other target other than to be champion and win.
How do you see the fight going on Friday? How do you see it ending?
¿Cómo anticipa la pelea viernes? ¿Cómo ve el final de la pelea?
El final ganando yo por nocaut a Sonny Edwards, porque él no tiene con qué ganarme. Él solo puede correr, pero jamás ni nunca puede pararme a mí.
At the end of the fight, I can only see myself winning, beating Sonny. I can't see him beating me.
Perfect. Okay, throwing it over to the current world champion, Sonny Edwards. Your third defence of your world title in Sheffield, your adopted hometown. How good is that?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good to have a chance to really build an event. It's I've been fighting sort of abroad and behind closed doors the last few years, so I kind of missed out on my big crowning glory when I won my world title against a 13-year unbeaten, 2 times world champion, number 1 in the division. There was about 17 people there, you know what I mean? And everyone had masks on and gloves, so, you know what I mean? It was a bit bittersweet, but this is what I came for then, and I'm still here defending it. I mean, right now, Alvarado stands in the way of my IBF ring, so for the next press conference, I want one on the pinky. But yeah, he's a dangerous opponent. He's my mandatory challenger. Outside of making the unifications, I'm not in the business of sidestepping, trying to pick easy routes, or, this belt means a lot to me personally. Being a world champion, something I hold with high regard, so I need to face all the hardest fighters, and, someone coming with a record of 38 wins, 33 by knockout, I think 30 within the first half of the fight, and only 2 losses, 4 world titles against legit world champions, so yeah, I'm expecting a hard night's work, but that's what I want. I mean, I'm one of them fighters that probably suffer from talent syndrome. You put easy fighters in front of me, I'll be underperforming. I'll be switching off. I won't prepare properly. I've had a really long camp. I know no one cares about, this is the best camp ever, but I'm in a position now where I've got a full-time nutritionist, I've got my full-time team, I'm doing the physio, I'm doing the rehab, I'm doing everything professionally, probably for the first time in my career. I've got here all within myself and without trying too hard, I'll be real. I'm really looking forward to it. I think Sheffield Arena is going to be bouncing. The show sold well. There's a lot of interest for a lot of the fights on the card. Felix Alvarado is a great champion in my eyes, in his own right. But I genuinely think I'm past that level. I think I'm the next level up. I think I'm in the elite bracket. I don't think I've done enough for long enough to prove it to everyone's eye test yet. But, you know, me and my team, we're very confident.
Now, Felix Alvarado has got more knockouts on his record than you've had fights. A lot of people are saying this is going to be your toughest fight yet. Do you agree with that?
Well, we'll find out on Friday. I mean, I've had tough fights and I've made them not tough over and over and over again. I mean, the way I box isn't probably like anyone he's faced on those 40 fights. So, you know, people have made it to the final bell with him, and no one has ever made me not see the final bell. If he is the first man to do it, I'll probably be the most surprised person in the arena. I'll be real. I don't have the experience of boxing being that hard, genuinely. Every time I spar, every time I get in the ring, I'm in control of the situation, genuinely. And that's not saying I give it and hand it to everyone, but I can do stuff to keep myself safe, to keep myself ahead on the scorecards, and to keep me winning fights. It might not always be the most entertaining and exciting, or I might not have the knockout rules that help build up hype, but what I have got is that level of ability that makes boxing quite comfortable. And, you know, that's what I'll be looking to do, get in the ring, suss him out first couple of rounds, and then, you know, sunny showtime, a bit of flair on the top, and then come home with a belt.
What does it mean to you, the fact that you're defending your belt in Sheffield, you've got, you know, friends, family, supporters there, and there's a lot of your fighters on the undercard as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot more organic for my life. I mean, usually I was sort of spending the whole year up in Sheffield and then only touching London for the fight weeks. I know I'm from London, I was raised there, I was born there, but when I was 18, I moved up to Sheffield. I partnered up with Grant. I've got kids here now, and I've never looked back. I mean, I can just quickly scan the room, and I could probably headhunt 30, 40 faces that I know personally, that I weren't getting in London, you know. So I am looking, ideally, to keep bringing the fights back to Sheffield, to keep having my influence of boxing in Sheffield, because like I said, the show sold well. Genuinely, I didn't think I had as much support. You know, I let them tweets get to my head a little bit. I didn't think I sold a ticket, but that's not been the case this time. It's been a really good turnout. You know, I could sit here and do the promoter and go top to bottom on the card, because I genuinely believe in all the fighters and even the opponents. Like, we've tried to get a good card, and I think there's some great fights on there. I would urge everyone to get there early. Yeah, I've got 3 of my fighters that I'm involved with: Nikolai Campbell, Levi Kinciona, and Thomas Asomba, who I was just up here with. But yeah, they're all on the card, nice and early. I'll be main eventing around 9:30, so don't be trying to come in too late. You know, I've got an after party to get to.
Grant, trainer, we've seen some footage of Sonny in the gym. He's looking sharp, he's looking good. How's the sort of preparations for this defence gone?
This event, we had a little meeting as soon as the fight got announced and changed a few things. We sat down, had a group meeting. Sonny agreed. You don't normally agree to things. He wants everything his own way normally, but I put a few things forward and he agreed to it, made the changes, and he's gone on leaps and bounds with it, and he's looking in great shape. Same old cliche, everybody says they've had the best camp. This has been Sonny's best camp. Injury-wise, weight, he never struggles with weight. That's his own problem. He creates that situation, but this time Sonny hasn't been Sonny for this one, really. He's been a bit of a team player rather than his own player, so it's been a bit different. So he's looking good, yeah.
Perfect. Right, Sam, throw it to you. I mean, this is a great headline. It's a big fight, and you know, here in Sheffield with Sonny's supporters.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic to bring boxing back to Sheffield. Sonny, like he said, has lived here a long time. It made sense this time. Sonny's last fight in the UK was for the world title, where, like he said, he fought behind closed doors. Alvarado's a fantastic challenger. He was a world champion that's coming up in weight. He never lost his title. He's coming up to challenge for Sonny's belt. I think he's a world class challenger, but I think he's dealing with the best flyweight in the world. When I say, I'm not just saying that, he's an elite level fighter, Sonny, pound for pound quality, and I think you'll see the best out of him on Friday night. A great fight. I think Alvarado's all action, but I like I say, he's coming up against an elite level number one in the world flyweight that's going to go on to have super fights after this. I really believe that.
Right, before we finish, just last word to the fighters. So Felix, any final words to the supporters and to Sonny?
Bueno, primero quiero darle las gracias a mi manager William Ramírez por concretar rápidamente esta pelea. Agradecerle a todo el equipo de Sony Edward, agradecerle también a Sony por aceptar la pelea rápidamente, agradecerle también a Probellum, a mi promotora también, MIR Boxing, a todo mi equipo de trabajo, mi entrenador en jefe Luis Cortés, Wilmer Hernández y al profesor Osmiri Fernández y a todo mi equipo allá en Nicaragua. Gracias a Dios, ahora ya estamos más que todo listos. Estoy ansioso, aquí no importa el récord o las defensas de Sony, no importa tampoco mi récord, estamos listos, al final ya estoy ansioso a que llegue el día sábado y estar ya frente a frente ahí con Sony arriba del ring.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody involved with this fight. I'd like to thank my coaches, my promoters. I'd like to thank everybody from Sonny's team. I'd like to thank Probellum for the hard work. I'd like to thank my coach as well. Everything's all ready for this fight. I don't care that it's Sonny defending the title. I'm ready. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited for when Friday comes. And thank you to everybody for all the hard work. And I'm ready.
Sonny, any final words?
Just want to say a massive respect to Felix Alvarado. For the first time in my whole career, I've had an opponent of any worthy note genuinely look at me as the target and walk towards it. I have had nothing but fighters falling out, avoiding it, not turning up, not wanting it, not picking up the phone. And it has been infuriating. I mean, just this year, Martinez, Dalakane and Ricardo Sandoval all went complete sideways instead of winning a big fight against me. Yeah, so a big respect to him and his team. A big respect to Probellum, Richard Schaefer, Sam Jones, everyone involved top to bottom. Everyone. You know, for giving my dream of bringing the fight to Sheffield. I mean, it was maybe a little bit of a risk. I'm not from here. It could have just absolutely tanked, but I think, you know, like I appreciate the belief system, and also want to thank all the undercard fighters for help selling the show, training and preparing themselves for the night. All the supporters that have been coming in. There was quite a few people out yesterday for the public workout. There's probably even more here today for the press conference. There is a little buzz about this show in Sheffield and the fighters that are on it. So, yeah, thanks Felix Alvarado. Like I said before, I'm probably the easiest man in boxing to make a fight with, and he's probably the second.
Perfect. Well, that is the headline for Friday night for the IBF Flyweight World title. Remember, there are limited tickets still available. Head over to Ticketmaster to get your hands on those. But before we finish, we'll get the fighters to have a face-to-face.
I'm calculated.
To get to that elite level, that's how you gotta be.
A step ahead.
You can't ever just settle for less. You have to always want more.